Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. Guys, we'll get started shortly. Hey, can we see how are you doing? We'll get started shortly. Welcome, welcome. We'll get started shortly. Guys, we'll get started shortly. Welcome. Hey, Charity, welcome, Charity, welcome. Guys, we'll get started shortly. Daryl, welcome, welcome. Welcome, guys. We'll get started shortly. This is our beginners class. We'll get started shortly. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get started here. All right. As you guys know, this is our beginners class. We do every Tuesday. I'm going to. The first thing I want to do is I want to. For the new folks that are here, I'm going to recommend one of my favorite books on trading. And that book is called, Trading in the Zone, right? Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. And here it is right here. Right here, you guys should see it. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. So those of you who do not have this book, I would recommend you get it. We give this book free to our traders that do our one-on-one coaching. All right. You can also find it on Amazon and also YouTube, right? So you can do a YouTube search for Trading in the Zone, and you can find the Audible. All right. It's all about your mindset. All right. So we'll talk about mindset a bit this evening. So mindset, Trading in the Zone, master the market with confidence, discipline, and a winning attitude. Okay. So I highly recommend this book. Okay. It really will help in changing the way you think about trading. All right. Again, the audio book is free on YouTube. All right. So just do a search and it's there. All right. And we've got some new folks here this evening. So I want to go over, before I start though, do you guys have any questions on, is there any topic that you guys, there's some things I'm going to go over, but is there anything in particular you guys want me to cover this evening as new traders entering the market? Anything in particular you guys want me to cover? You want to learn about? You're having difficulties with? Anyone?
I'm curious about shorts.
Hey, Charity, did you have something?
I'm curious about shorts.
Shorten? Oh, okay. All right, so shorten. All right, everyone wants to know how to short. Okay, so we'll go, but yeah, we'll go over that shorten. All right, and we'll look at some charts. Some charts that shows shorting. Okay, so we'll look at some charts. Thanks, Charity. Anyone else? Anything else you guys want to learn about this evening as new traders entering the markets? All right. As I go along, just stop me. So if you come up with something, just we're just gonna keep it very informal. All right. So just have an open discussion. All right. So, all right. So trading in the zone. All right. So just remember, I would do that whenever you guys are done here with when we're done. You can go on YouTube and get that. Listen to the audio book. Okay. I still do. I've been trading for a long time, and from time to time, I'll still listen to it, read it. You know, you always get a bit of information that with a twist every time you go through material. So I would highly recommend that. Also, you guys, if you don't have this here, I recommend that. Let me make sure I'm sharing this. You guys. All right, you should see my screen here, support and resistance, the keys to your success. All right. So for the new folks that are here, if you don't have this, go ahead and take a picture of it. I recommend I recommend you guys take a picture of it, print it, laminate it so that you have it for your records. So that if it gets wet, it's not doesn't get destroyed. Okay, so laminate it. Okay, Kawasi, you mentioned the platform that we use. We use the TradeStation platform. All right, so we use TradeStation. All right, and we have currently we've got 9 different trading systems that runs on the TradeStation platform. TradeStation been around for years, right? And for what we do, they are the best in the industry, the top company in the industry for what we do, which is automated trading systems, and we use algorithms. Okay. So yeah, so TradeStation is the platform that we use. So support and resistance, all right, the keys to your success. Does anyone, can anyone tell me what support and when it comes to trading, right? What is support and resistance? Can anyone tell me what that is, support and resistance?
I'm assuming that support is like what you were talking about yesterday with like the green candles and red candles. That's my assumption. I have no idea.
Okay, okay. Good, good. Can you guys see my cursor moving here? Can you see my cursor? I'm moving my cursor here. Can you guys see that?
No.
No? Okay, let me switch. All right. How about now? Can you see? I see my cursor.
Yes, it's moving.
Okay, good. Okay.
Mhm.
Does anyone else? Anyone else? What is support and resistance? How does it work when it comes to trading? Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. All right. I want you guys to let's have a discussion about support and resistance. Hey, Kat, welcome. Hey, Al. Well, hey, Al, welcome. All right. Okay. So let's talk about support and resistance. And I want you guys to really, really pay attention to this. Okay. Support and resistance, like it says here, the keys to your success. All right. This is going to be the most important. There are several things when it comes to trading that we must do, right? That we must do and must understand. This is perhaps the most important thing that you will need to know when it comes to trading. So you must get this. You guys really have to get this, support and resistance. And I'll go through what it means and how it works. Okay, but understand that you can't get away from support and resistance. Okay, it really is out of all the technical analysis that are out there, right? This is by far the most important. It's the one that's perhaps been around the longest. It's the one that all the professional traders use, right? They might build other systems around it, right? But they start with this. Okay, they start with support and resistance. So as new traders getting into the markets, okay, and when wanting to trade, you've got to get this. There's no exception to it. Okay, all our top traders understand this very well. They utilize support and resistance really well. So come to like it. You have to really enjoy using support and resistance. Okay, so the way it works is like this. And if for those of you who've been here before, Charity and Kat, if you guys, it's always good to review this information over and over. Okay, you can't get enough of this. Okay, so just remember, this is where support and resistance is where all your trading decisions will be made. All right, so resistance, support, this is where all your trading decisions will be made. All right, you're going to be buying at resistance, selling at support. But let's go over what, why we have support and resistance in the first place. So we have support and resistance, okay, to kind of capture, lock in the price, to have a framework of what price is doing, okay? So resistance is made when the price makes a high, okay? The price makes a high. So let's say this is $100 here, this line, this resistance line, it's $100. Price gets to that line here, stops, okay? Pulls back, okay? Gets back to that area here, okay? Pulls back, Okay, it's got to touch that $100 mark, which is resistance a minimum of twice. Okay, so once is not a resistance, once is just a high. Once it gets to that area again, then we've got resistance. Okay, so we need 2 touches to have resistance. The more touches we have, the stronger the resistance. So we only have 2 touches, it's pretty weak. All right, it's still a resistance, but it's not as strong as when we have more than 2, 3, 4, and so forth. Okay. All right, so just remember, right? Resistance is made when we have a minimum of 2 touches. Okay, think of resistance as your ceiling. So where you are right now at home, right? This is the ceiling, that's your resistance. So price can't go any higher than resistance. Okay, can't go any higher, right? So it's holding, they're holding the price lower. Support is the reverse, right? Support is the bottom of your floor here, right? So support, just think of your floor, right, at home right now. That's your support, right? So the support is holding the price up, holding the price up. And same thing, we need a minimum of 2 touches, right, to have support. The more touches, right, the more support we have. All right. Does this make sense? You guys got this so far?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, very good. Very good. All right. So within support and resistance, all right, we call this consolidation cluster. Okay, or accumulation and distribution. Okay, don't worry about the terms right now. Just know that, right, between support and resistance, all right, and we can have a wide support and resistance or very narrow support and resistance, kind of like this. Okay, the narrower the support and resistance, the less price action we have. All right. So let's go through this. All right, resistance and support. Okay, resistance up here, support over here. And what's happening is this: we've got buyers that are sitting here waiting at this $100 mark. Buyers are looking to push the price higher. Okay, so they're folks, they're traders, right, that are hoping that the price gets up to this area near resistance at the $100, and they're looking to push the price higher. They're sellers, shorts, like, right? So Charity mentioned shorting, right? So they're short traders that are looking here, hoping to push the price lower to support. So there's a battle between buyers and sellers. Okay, so let's say there's $100 here. As I mentioned, $50 here at the support area. Okay, so buyers are looking to push that price higher up here, okay, and break resistance. The sellers are looking to push the price lower. So sellers are here looking to push the price lower here, looking to push the price lower here, looking to push the price lower here, looking to push the price lower here. All right, and so forth. Buyers are doing the same thing. Okay, so there's a battle between buyers and sellers. The reason why this is important is because this is not tradable. And this is where most traders will mess up, right? They're trying to trade between these zones here, between support and resistance. All right, and guess what? That is not tradable. Okay, we only trade when the price breaks resistance. Okay, so remember this, we only take the trade long, or we go long, we buy long up only when the price breaks resistance. Why do you guys think that is? Why would we only take the trade when the price breaks resistance to go long?
Because if you do it in between the resistance and support, like you said, it's like it's too volatile.
Okay, it's too volatile. Anyone else? Anyone else? How about,
really
go ahead.
know how high it's going to go or how low it's going to go until it breaks resistance.
Absolutely. So yes, we don't know how high it could go right here, okay, until it breaks resistance. Think of this here as there isn't any decision, okay? This is, so right here, right? Price is going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? There isn't, we make money, guys, when the price trends, okay? When the price starts to trend. It's not trending here, all right? It's not trending here. So this is a lot of indecision, a lot of noise. There's no real trend, okay? There's no real trend. So right here, right? There's no one in control. Okay, so just think of this area in here between support and resistance. There's no one in control. The buyers are not in control and the sellers are not in control. Okay, so we want to make sure that the buyers are in control, and we'll know that when the price breaks resistance. So when the price breaks resistance, right, this green line here, we'll know that the buyers are in control. Okay, and the buyers are all the big traders, hedge funds, institutions, and a ton of retail traders also. Okay, so price breaks resistance, we know now. Okay, so it's no longer 100, it's 110. Broke resistance, guess what? Now we buy, because we are out of that cluster here, that zone. We are no longer trapped. Price is no longer trapped between support and resistance. We call this a box. So price is no longer in the box, okay? It broke out, all right, of that box. And guess what? Now we buy. When do you guys think we sell? When would we sell? So let's say we bought on a break of resistance. When would we sell? When would we get out? Because that's the biggest concern with traders, right? When do I get in? Right? When and how do I get in? And then when and how do I get out? Isn't that usually the biggest concern, right? How do I get in? That's perhaps the most scariest thing for a trader, right? Hey, how do I get in? And then how do I get out, right? So how do you guys think you get out? How would you get, let's say for instance, the price broke resistance, right? And you got in, right? Because we know now people are buying, right? When would we get out? When would we get out? Anyone?
When the price starts to go down again.
When the price starts to go down, like here, like go down like here?
Well,
Sherry?
so after it breaks resistance, then you buy.
Uh-huh.
And then when it stops going up and starts to go back down from there,
Okay,
you
then
would
we sell.
sell when it gets closer to, or when it's, yeah. So you would sell when it stops going up,
Okay,
when
all
it
right.
turns around and goes back down.
Okay, all right, good. Anyone else wants to add to that? Anyone else wants to add to that? No one else? Okay. All right, just interrupt me. Please interrupt me if you guys, this is important. All right. And there aren't any, there are no senior traders here. So this is your safe space. Okay. So, and this is important. You guys have to get this. There's no way around it. You have to get this. Okay. So we are going to always sell. So write this down. Please write this down. We are going to buy on a break of resistance, and I'll show you guys some examples. We're going to buy on a break of resistance because guess what? The buyers are in control now. The price broke resistance. Its price is no longer trapped. So we're going to only buy when the price breaks resistance. Okay, so write that down. We're going to buy on a break of resistance. And we are only going to sell when the price breaks support. Okay, so we are going to buy when the price breaks resistance and sell when the price breaks support. Why are we selling when the price breaks support? Why are we selling when the price breaks support?
We know it's not going to go up.
Okay, it's not gonna go up, but why else? Why else?
Is it possible, like over time, for the support level to go up more? Like the
Well,
floor would increase
yes, it will increase.
over
And
time?
yeah, it will increase as price moves. It will increase. It will change. So support, and that's a good question. Support and resistance is dynamic. Okay, so as the price, let's say the price moved up here, okay, then it's going to range a bit or consolidate, and then we'll have new support and resistance. So the support and resistance is always changing. Okay.
So how do you know? Like for instance, if the price raises to like an all new height, it's never been there before, like with Bitcoin hitting what 61,000 or something,
Mm-hmm.
like it's never been up there that far. So like, how would you know how far down the support would be if it's gotten somewhere it's never gotten before? Because like
Well,
if you waited to sell to where the support was before, you would lose all that you made. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. All right. All right, good question. Okay, understand that price doesn't go straight up, right? Think of it as a race, right? Or a runner. You can't run forever, right? Right. So think of trading is the same way, right? It's gonna start up. Think of this as your starting blocks, right? So you're running you're running a 100-yard dash or whatever, right? You're running, right? So price is gonna lift up. Say, so this is where resistance is where it's gonna start. That's gonna start the takeoff. Okay. But then it's not gonna run forever. At some point, price will have to stop and rest. When it stops and rests, okay, that's when it starts creating this. Okay, and then you'll have new support and resistance. So yeah, let's say it shoots up all the way up, right? Yeah, that's not going to be, you're not going to have any support and resistance until the price stops. All right, it has to stop. It doesn't go on forever. And then it starts to consolidate like this. And then you'll have new support and resistance lines. Your job as a trader, so you guys' job as a trader is to identify support and resistance, right? Identify where the support and resistance is, okay? And wait, and wait, and wait for the price to break resistance, okay? So that you know that the buyers are now in control, okay? And then you trade. You don't trade in here, okay? So if the price breaks resistance, we're gonna buy. But guess what? There's no guarantee that that they're going to continue with that price all the way up, right? So if the price comes back into the box, let's say, right, between this area in here, break support, this support line right here, we've got to get out. Okay, so let's say we bought here, price comes back down, we got out. We have to get out on a break of resist at a break of support. Why would we need to get out at a break of support? Why would we need to get out, close the trade at the break of support?
Well, to keep your profits or to keep at least what you started with.
Okay, so keep our profits. Why else? What am I looking for? Why would we need to get out on a break of support if the price breaks support?
It also keeps the trend, right? Of like buying and selling.
Okay. Okay, keep in mind, who is in control of price if the price breaks support? Who is in control, buyers or sellers?
Sellers.
Sellers. So do we want to be buying if the sellers are in control, or do we want to be selling if the sellers are in control?
Right. So we're selling because the sellers are selling.
Yeah. So if the buyers are buying, think about this, guys. We just want to go with, we can't decide where price is going to go, right? We're not big enough. We don't have enough capital. All right. So all we want to do is we want to piggyback on what the big institutions are doing, big market makers are doing. So if the price breaks resistance, guess what? The reason that it's breaking resistance is because they're buying. So we want to be buying. If the price breaks support, right? That means they're selling. So we want to get out, and we want to be selling also. All right. So if we are buying when they're selling, we're gonna get hurt. All right. And if we are selling when they're buying, we're not gonna make any money. All right. So we want to be buying when they're buying, selling when they're selling. That's why this is important. Okay. So we always want to buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. Okay, so buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. Okay, so hope you guys made a copy of this, print it, have it laminated. Okay, we're gonna take it a bit further now. Okay, this is like baking a cake. Okay, one step at a time. All right. All right. So follow me. So that's support and resistance. And now we've got the 4 market phases. All right. Okay, so we've got the 4 market phases right here. Do you guys see my, one second here. Do you guys see my, oh, that's still support and resistance here. Okay, hold on one second here, 1 second. Stay with me. All right. Do you guys see the 4 market phases? You see that? The 4
Yeah.
market phases? Okay. All right. Do you guys see my cursor moving? Yes or no?
No.
No? Okay, 1 second. All right. Do you guys see it now? You see my cursor?
Yep, it's there.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. Thanks, Charity. All right, guys. All right. Okay, so we started with support and resistance. Okay, now we're going to go into the 4 market phases. Okay, so the 4 market phases that every trader must know. The 4 market phases that every trader must know. So guys, go ahead and take a picture of this. So take a picture of this. All right, when you get a chance, print it out. And like I always say, laminated. Okay, have it laminated. All right, the 4 market phases that every trader must know. So we're going to start with the accumulation phase. Phase 1 at the bottom here is the accumulation phase. Notice we've got support down here and resistance lines here. Okay, accumulation phase 1. Phase 2 is the markup phase. Phase 2 is the markup phase. Phase 3 is distribution phase. Okay. Phase 4 is the markdown phase. Every stock, every crypto, every currency, every future, every instrument, trading instrument must go through these 4 phases. There are no exceptions. All right, this is your roadmap for trading. All right, if you're looking for a holy grail, this is it. All right, so let me repeat the 4 market phases that every trader must know. Very important. So we start with support and resistance, and then, right, this is your process. Right? So support and resistance is your base, that's your foundation, and now this is your process. You have to follow this process. All right. When you know this and you get this, and it doesn't take long to get this, okay? But once you get this, take it to memory. All right. You can now look at any chart. So if someone comes to you and they said, hey, buy Bitcoin, you say, okay, you're going to go to the chart and you will know, right, visually what phase Bitcoin is in. And then you can decide based on the phase whether you should be buying or whether you should be selling or should just wait. That's the cool thing about this. Okay, so let's go through it. Okay, so again, the 4 market phases that every trader must know: accumulation, number 1, markup phase, number 2, distribution phase, number 3, markdown phase, number 4. Within the markup phase, there's reaccumulation. Within the markdown phase, there's redistribution. Okay, so let's go through it. Okay, so the accumulation phase. So that's where we started with support and resistance. So here is resistance right here. Here is support right here. So there's a battle between buyers and sellers. Price is going between buyers and sellers. Okay, keep in mind that your accumulation phase is always going to be at the bottom of your chart. So the bottom left, the middle, or the bottom right. It's always going to be at the bottom of your chart. And the reason why is this. Okay, so price made a high, and it fell down. It came all the way down. And our job is to buy low, sell high, right? That's how we make money, right? So the price came all the way down, and now it's at the bottom here of your chart, and it's consolidating. Okay, so it's kind of doing like this, right? And it has resistance. You've got minimum of 2 touches, right? And it's trading between support and resistance. No one has control. The buyers don't have any control. The sellers don't have any control yet. Okay. Keep in mind that the reason why it's called the accumulation phase is because the big players, the big hedge funds, the big institutions are accumulating shares. Okay. So they're buying a lot of shares. Okay, but they're holding the price between here. Okay, that's why it's called the accumulation phase. So think of all these traders, right? All these hedge funds, big managers, they're just building positions. Okay, small positions, right? They're building small positions. They keep adding before they push the price higher. Okay, that's the accumulation phase. They're accumulating shares, okay, at a lower rate or lower price before they let everyone know before the price moves higher. Once the price breaks resistance right here, all right, now the buyers are in control, okay, and now we start a trend, okay, we start a trend. That trend is called the markup phase, okay, the markup phase. So accumulation phase, now price broke resistance. The buyers are in control. Stop me if you guys have any questions on this. Okay, this is important. Okay, price broke resistance. Okay, we got a buy signal here. We're in the markup phase. So remember this: accumulation phase, markup phase. So now price is moving higher. As I mentioned, price will never go up forever. Okay, guys. So at some point, it's going to stop, slow down, and it's going to do the same thing again. Okay, it's going to consolidate. Okay, consolidate is going to create new support and resistance. Okay, so Darrell, you mentioned that, right? When do you know when there's a new support and resistance, right? And does the support and resistance move? They do move, right? So we went from here, the accumulation phase, support and resistance, right here. Now, guess what? The price slowed down. All right, consolidated. Now we've got new support and resistance. This is called, if the price breaks that resistance right here, that means we've got new buyers in the market. Okay, new buyers are coming into the market, remember, every time the price breaks resistance, guys, that's new money, new players coming into the market, because these traders are watching these levels. Okay, so when it breaks resistance, guess what? Right, we can add it to our position. That's called reaccumulation. So we add in more, right? We add in more to our trade. That's reaccumulation. Okay, so the price continues to go higher. And when it can't go any higher, and the price breaks support, this line right here, our support line, all right, we call that the distribution phase. We call that the distribution phase. Okay, distribution means we're no longer accumulating, we're getting ready, the price is getting ready to go down. All right, so the price broke support right here. This is where we would get out. Remember, we're going to sell on a break of support, buy on a break of resistance right here, and we're going to sell on the break of support right here. Okay. Any questions on this? Okay, so we're going to buy on a break of resistance, right? After the accumulation phase, after the price breaks resistance, this is the markup phase. All right, if it consolidates again, breaks resistance, we can reaccumulate, we can add it to our position. Once the price can't go any higher and break support, that means we got sellers are coming in, right? Sellers are coming in. Okay, or shorts, guess what? We've got to get out. So we're going to buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. We are never going to get the very bottom, okay, because there's no one in control, right? We will always buy on a break of resistance, sell on the break of support. We'll never get out at the very top, okay, because the price could keep moving higher. We only know if we should exit when the price breaks support. So we bought here, sold here. This area here is called the meat of the trade. Okay, so that's all what we want. We want the meat of the trade. Bought here, sold here. All right. Phase 3, distribution. Phase 4, that's the reverse of the markup phase. That's the markdown phase. So now price is going lower. Same thing here, right? So as it goes down lower, right? It can't go down straight forever, right? So it's going to stop, all right? Consolidate again. If it breaks support, that's redistribution. Okay, so accumulation, reaccumulation, distribution, redistribution, markup phase, markdown phase. This makes sense? Any questions?
Yep, that makes perfect sense.
Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Any questions on this? Okay, take a picture of this, guys. All right, take a picture of this. Like I said, print it. It's important. This is your roadmap. All right, so you can take any instrument and you will know, all right, just by looking at it, hey, if it's in the markdown phase, you should not be buying. If it's in the accumulation phase, you've got to wait. All right. If it's in the markup phase, hey, you can trade it. All right. If it's in the distribution phase up here, you've got to wait and get ready for the price to go down to get out. All right. Okay. You're never going to get the very top. Right. You're never going to get the very top and you're never going to get the very bottom. We want the middle of the trade. We call that the meat of the trade. So take a picture of this. The next one I'm going to show you guys. You guys are doing good. All right. And this we'll take a look at some charts and put it all together. All right. All right. Okay, so you guys should see trend following, the screen that says trend following. Just give me a minute here. All right, so you guys should see my screen. All right, it says trend following. All right, the meat of the trade. So you guys should see that. Do you guys see my cursor? You guys see my cursor moving?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Okay, how about now?
Yep, there it is.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, trend following. All right, trend following the meat of the trade. All right, so understand, guys, we make money only when the price trends. Okay, whether it trends up or down, we only make money when we need a trend. So we need movement. Okay, we need movement to make money. So trend following. This is the meat of the trade now. Okay, so we're gonna enter here on a break of resistance. Right, we're gonna enter here. Notice we didn't enter down here because the buyers are not in control yet. Okay, so we want to make sure that the buyers tell us that they're in control. They will only tell us that they're in control when the price breaks resistance and we get a buy signal. This is important. That's why support and resistance is key. All right. So we don't buy in this area here because no one is in control yet. We only buy when the price breaks resistance and the buyers are in control. So we are taking the price up, right? We're taking the price up the trend. And guess what? It made a high here and then the price came down, broke support. We are going to get out here. We can't get out here because the buyers, that's still buyers' territory. Okay, we do not know that the sellers are in until the price breaks support. Okay, so we bought here, we got out here, that's the meat of the trade. We didn't buy down here where the sellers are still in control. We didn't buy up, we didn't sell up here where the buyers are still in control. We need evidence that the sellers are now in to take the price lower. We'll get out here, buy here. All right, take a picture of this. And like I said, print it and have it laminated. Okay, take a picture of this, guys, print it, laminate it, keep it for your records. Okay, now we're gonna take a look at some live charts. Okay, so let's take a look at some charts. So you guys can see this live. Okay, so you guys should see my screen. Okay, so you guys had mentioned Bitcoin. So let's take a look at Bitcoin here. This is a good example here with Bitcoin. All right. And Charity, I will go over your question on shorting. Okay, so this is Bitcoin. This is current. Okay, this is current. I'll leave this like this. This is current. So keep in mind that we are going to follow the 4 market phases. Okay, so remember every chart you guys look at from now on. What's the first thing you're going to be looking for? What's the first thing you guys going to be looking for when you look at a trading chart moving forward? What's the first thing? What's the first thing?
The support and resistance lines.
Support and resistance. Very good, Charity. So support and resistance. And what's the next thing? After support and resistance, what else? What
If
else?
it's if the buyers are buying or if the sellers are selling.
Mhm. But also the four market phases, right? You want to identify what phase you're in. Okay. So if you guys look at the chart here, and we've automated the support and resistance lines. Okay. So you can draw it in, manually. You have to do this. All right. So if it's not automated, like we have it here, it's automated. You're gonna have to draw your lines in manually. So you could do it something like this here. All right. You can draw a horizontal line like this. Okay, and another one like this. So that would be your resistance. That would be your support in here. Okay, here's your cluster right here. Here's your accumulation right here. So you guys are gonna have to do this. There's no getting around it. Right? If you're going to trade, you have to do this. You have to block off the price, right? In that accumulation phase. And throughout the whole trading process, you've got to do this. Okay. So I'm going to ask you guys, what phase is this? Just looking at this here, what phase do you guys think this is?
The markup.
The markup. Very good. The markup phase. What phase is this here? What phase is this? What phase is this?
The markdown.
Markdown. Very good. Very good. Markdown. Okay. What phase is this here? What phase is this?
Looks like another markup.
Markup. What phase is this?
Distribution.
Distribution. Okay. All right. Distribution.
It kind of looks flat.
It kind of looks flat, right? It's really accumulation. Okay. Because the price didn't continue lower, right? It kind of consolidated here and then it moved higher. But I'll give you that. It could go either way. Okay. What phase is this? What phase is this?
Another markup phase.
Markup. What phase is this?
And another markdown.
Markdown. What phase is this? What phase is this? Charity, what phase is this? Right here.
It's
What phase?
I want to say it's accumulation.
Very good. Accumulation. Very good. Very good. You guys did good. Very good. So markup. This is distribution because the price broke support. If the price didn't break support and it broke resistance, that would be reaccumulation. Okay. So markup, distribution, markdown. All right. Accumulation. Okay. Markup. Okay. Accumulation. We'll call this accumulation or reaccumulation. Markup, distribution, markdown. Accumulation, we getting in that markup phase. Okay, so follow me. The green candles, now we've automated, we've taken the four market phases, we've taken support and resistance. All right. We are following the meat of the trade, right? We're gonna buy not at the bottom. Okay, we're only gonna buy on a break of resistance. We're gonna sell on a break of support. Okay, so follow me. And I know this is hard to see. And we've automated this so that it helps us follow the process. Green candles, that means the buyers are in control, right? Remember, price breaks resistance, we want to be buying. Green candles, buyers are in control. Support and resistance lines here. So as price is moving, we've got new support and resistance lines. Support and resistance, those are dynamic. All right. Red candles, That means the sellers are in control. We want to be out when the sellers are in control. Okay, so green candles, buyers, red candles, sellers, white candles, that's going to come around that accumulation phase, indecision, where price is generally between support and resistance. Okay, so white candles, indecision, neutral, red candles, sellers, green candles, buyers. And between those, we've got support and resistance. Okay, so follow me. This blue, that blue arrow here, blue arrows here, blue arrows here means we bought. Okay, we bought, we went long. The white arrow means our exit. Okay, so follow me. We bought here, we got a blue arrow. So we bought here on a break of resistance. All right, we've got new support and resistance lines. We could have added that. Those are the reaccumulation phase. So we bought here, reaccumulation, 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 right? Price made a high, came down, broke support. The support line right here, it broke support. We got a sell signal to get out. So we bought here, sold here, made money. All right, this is the meat of the trade. We didn't get out at the very top. Okay, we only got out when the price broke support. Guess what? Because the sellers are now coming into the market. We've got red candles, sellers are coming into the market, no more green candles. So we got out. So we bought here, got out. The sellers are now in, so we should be out of the trade. So we should be out of the trade here. Okay, that's the first trade. All right, now we've got new support and resistance. This is the accumulation phase right here. So we've got resistance right here, and then we've got support right here. And we're almost done. All right, we've got resistance right here, support right here, red candles right here. Guess what? We've got buyers coming in. Buyers, we want to be buying when the price breaks resistance. So the price breaks resistance. Buyers came in. We got a blue arrow here to buy. Okay, you guys see that? Okay, price went up. This is in the markup phase, right? Price made a high here, right? There is new support and resistance right here. The price came down, didn't go any higher, broke support right here. We got a sell signal to get out. The sellers came in. Okay, we have support here. We have resistance right here. Price is accumulating between support and resistance. Okay, the buyers came in. That's the big green candle right here. If you guys can see that, the buyers came in. We got a buy signal to get in here. Okay, and all we're doing is moving along with price. Price went up. Guess what? Couldn't go any higher, right? Broke support right in here. We got a sell signal to get out. So we got out here, and then the sellers took the price all the way down. Now, currently, we've got support about right here, all right? Resistance right here. We've got consolidation. Look at this, right? This is indecision. Here is resistance. Here is support. All of this is indecision. We've got red candles, green candles, white candles, red candles, green candles, a lot of indecision until here. When the price broke resistance, we got a blue arrow right here, right? The buyers are in control. We would get in right here. Okay. So follow me. So when we trade, guys, we're not just randomly trading. Okay. We want to buy when the buyers are in control. That's the markup phase. Okay. A break of resistance. When the sellers get in, come back in. A break of support, we want to get out, take those profits, wait. Okay, wait until the buyers get back in. All right, understand that you have no control. I know as traders, we think we've got control, right? We can determine how long the price is going to go, how high it's going to go, but we can't. All we're doing is going right along with price, right? Buying when the buyers are buying, selling when the sellers are buying, buying when the sellers are buying, selling when the sellers are buying, buying when the buyers are buying, selling when the sellers are selling. Okay, and buying here when the buyers are buying. When they're waiting, when they're waiting, waiting, we wait. When they're waiting, we wait. All right. We can go short. So Charity, all right, to your question, shorting. Okay, shorting. Let's see here. Yeah, so I'm gonna put in the short signals here. The best way to short is if you're trading stocks, we do it. You can short the stocks. I mean, you're gonna sell it. And I know it's difficult to explain, but we're gonna sell it at the top and then buy it back at the bottom. Okay, so we're gonna sell it at the top and then buy it back at the bottom, and we make that difference. Or if we get puts, right? So Charity, you'll be using Sniper Trader. We'll do puts. Okay, so when we do puts, we can take advantage of the move to the downside, and that's all we need to know. That hey, if the price goes down, we can make money, take advantage of the moves to the downside. Okay, but understand when we go short, we're gonna sell short. We call it sell short on a break of support, and we're gonna buy to cover when the buyers come in on a break of resistance. So it's the opposite. Okay, so remember, when we going long up, we're gonna buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. When we go in short, we're gonna right here, we're gonna sell short, okay? And we just do that in our account. It's not a big deal, right? We just sell it short in our account, and then we're gonna buy to cover on a break of resistance right here. So look at this. This is amazing trading with Bitcoin. All right. So we bought here, sold here, flip the trade, went short here, buy to cover here. So we made money here, made money here. We went long here, right? Price broke support, we got out here, broke resistance, got in here, we waited here, right? Price broke support, we got out here, the sellers are now in control. We went short, so we sold short here, right? The buyers came back in, green candle here, we closed our short position, and guess what? Waited, price broke resistance, buyers are now in, guess what? With a buy here. So we made money here, 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 and now we're trading here. All right, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 profitable trade. And guess what? So while most people, like, let's say someone bought at over here, right? They bought over here, or they bought in here, right? And they're just waiting, and they're going through all of this and waiting, right? Where we traded it, right? Traded it to the markup phase, traded it to the markdown phase, traded it to the markup phase, traded it to the markup phase, traded it to the markdown phase, and now we're looking to trade it again in the markup phase. Pretty cool stuff, huh? You guys think?
So where would you put or at what point would you draw new resistance and support lines?
Okay, so the current price right here, when would we draw new support and resistance lines?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we would have to wait. So our current support and resistance is right here. So our current support and resistance is right here. So right about here. Okay. current support and resistance, it just broke resistance, Charity. So right here, price just broke resistance 3 days ago. On Bitcoin, we got a buy signal here. So we have to wait for the price to move higher. But, and that's a good question, we can look at the previous price action. So we can go back in history and look at this price action and say, hey, we might have some support. It looks like we might have some support right here. I mean, and now as price is going higher, okay, this becomes resistance. Okay, so let's move this and let's move this, right? We've gotten past that area, all right? And now we're moving higher. This area here is where we had a lot of support coming down. So if you guys look here, this is where price gathered, right? Price gathered before. This is where we got that sell signal to get out, right? So that's a big area here. Right here is a big area, right? Right here is where we had resistance the last time, okay? We had resistance. So this is where price gave us a buy signal. This is where we had support. So resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance. So resistance becomes support when we go in higher, okay? I'm sorry, resistance becomes support when we go in lower, and then support becomes resistance when we moving up. Okay, so this area here, so Charity, your resistance would be right here. Okay, right here at around 53,000. And then we will have another support or resistance up here. Okay, so this would be resistance up here. So if the price get through this resistance right here, then we'll watch it. We might get new lines like this, support and resistance lines up in this area here, and then look to break through this top resistance here. And if the price breaks this top resistance, it could go much, much higher because, right? I think it was Darov, you mentioned that if it doesn't have any resistance, okay, what will happen? If it doesn't have any resistance, so if it breaks this area here, this is the all-time high, right? It could go much higher and then create new support and resistance lines, okay? So
right, because the markup phase, that could be several stages of it going up and then leveling out for a second, going up, leveling out, going up, up. And it can do that forever.
For a long time, right? So yeah, so it can just continue to reaccumulate. Absolutely. And what we would do, this is a good example here on a trade we are trading, right? In New Zealand yen.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah. So just continue to buy, and we can just buy, keep buying, keep building positions until the price broke support right here, close the trade. We bought here, sold here, and now we're out of the trade. Okay. Here's another one here that's still holding the trade. It hasn't sold yet. Okay. So just keep adding to the trade. Here's another one here. Okay, so we would just keep adding. All right, and what we're doing, we're reaccumulating. So we are taking those profits that we've made, right? So from here was our buy signal here. As the price moves higher, we're gonna take those profits, buy more. Take those profits, buy more. Take those profits, buy more. If it breaks this resistance, take those profits, buy more. When we get a sell signal, guess what? Break support. We're just going to close the trades, close all the trades, take our profits. Okay. If it hits support, and I'll end with this, I'll give you guys a chance to ask any question, but I'll end with this. Here, this is why this is important. Guys, this is why we want to sell on a break of support. Okay, this is where as new traders, you guys have to do this because otherwise you're going to get hurt. Understand that when the price breaks support, sellers are coming in. So here's an example here. So we bought here, Price broke resistance, went up, didn't make a new high, right? It came back down between support and resistance right here, broke support. We got a big red candle. That's a big seller that came in, right? So we bought here, sold here. We got the meat of the trade. We didn't get the very bottom. We didn't get the very top. We're not trying to be greedy. All right. So we got the meat of the trade. White arrow, we got out, but look what happened after we got out. Look at that selling that came in. Okay, all those sellers came in. We can't be in the trade when the selling comes in. We got to be out. All right. So we want to preserve our capital, make money, let it go through that markdown phase. Let it go through that markdown phase. Wait. Guess what? We've got accumulation again. We'll wait for that accumulation phase. That's why, all right, those 4 market phases is critical. Right? So it allows you to be patient and wait and wait and wait. So here we don't count this. Here is accumulation, price broke resistance. We got a buy signal right here, that blue arrow. We get in, and guess what? We are now in a new markup phase. So markup phase, markdown phase, we got out, new markup phase, we're in, holding the trade. That's how we do this. Okay, that's how we do this. All right. So remember, support and resistance. You're going to start with that. So, you know, go on wherever you got to go on Google, pull up support and resistance. All right. Start really learning support and resistance. Right. Don't learn anything else. Support and resistance. And then you're going to take the support and resistance, because now you know where to buy and then where to sell. Buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. Okay. Wait, let the price go through the markdown phase. Okay, let sellers, because what we want is we want a cheaper price. We want the price to go through the markdown phase, like here. We bought here, sold here, break of resistance. Let it go through that markdown phase. Wait. Buyers are coming back in, green candles, break of resistance. Guess what? We're going to get back in, right? Break of support. You get out, let it go through that phase. Let it go through that markdown phase. All right. You'll get that markup phase. It's going to come. It will come. You just have to be patient. All right. But if we don't understand this, right? If we don't understand how price works, if we don't understand the process, and I can pull up hundreds of charts, they will all have a phase that they're in currently. What phase is this currently? What phase is this currently for this pair? Which pair is this? Euro yen. What phase is this? What phase is this currently?
Looks like markup.
Markup. Very good.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Right. It's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. All right. I'm going to pull up a few here. This is running slow. Oh. Okay. What phase is this? This is a tricky one. What phase is it in currently? What phase is it in currently? Because it just closed the long position. What phase is it in currently?
Well, it looks like the green candles are below the support, or below the below the support.
Okay. I would say right now, this is a tricky one, right? It can either be reaccumulation or distribution. We have to wait because we bought here, sold here, all right? And it's right now, we just don't know. Okay, so we would have to wait. We would have to wait on the next signal. So if it gives us a buy signal, that's reaccumulation. It's continuing that markup phase. If it gives us a sell signal, a sell short signal, okay, a sell short signal, or it gives us red candles, then we know it's going through that the distribution markdown phase. Okay, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. All right. All right. One more here. What phase is this? What phase is this?
Oh,
What phase is this? We got support here. We got support here, and then we've got resistance here.
it's like
Resistance.
distribution maybe.
Yeah, it's closer to
Yeah.
distribution. Yep, it's closer to distribution. Absolutely, absolutely. But if the price moves higher, breaks this resistance here, and moves higher, what phase is it in now?
Markup.
Markup, reaccumulation. Very good, very good. You see, this is pretty cool. All right. And in one lesson, you guys are starting to get this. All right. So imagine you do this after a while, right? Okay, look at this here. This is why this is important. We bought on a break of resistance. We can't control the price, right? Buyers came in, right? The sellers are selling, buyers came in, we bought here, right? Sellers are starting to come back in. We sold here on a break of support. Guess what? Look at what happened afterwards. Look what happened afterwards, right? If we bought here, let's say we were lucky enough to buy here, and then the sellers came in, broke support, and we didn't get in, and we stayed in, that's a major, major loss. You can't recover. You do this a few times, you're not gonna, it's not gonna work out. Okay, so always remember, right, when the price breaks support, that's our cue to get out because the sellers are coming, right? Just remember the sellers, if we're long and the sellers are coming, we don't want to be around, right? You see red candles coming in, you don't want to be around, right? You don't want to be around for that because you don't know, we don't know how far they will take the price down, right? We don't know how far they'll take the price down. All right. So any questions on this? I'm going to end here, but any questions on this? You guys did good. You guys did good. Okay. So remember, trading in the zone, that's all about your mindset. All right. Controlling your emotions. But understand that controlling your emotions, it's all based on your process. Understanding how price moves, understanding how the market works, all right? Understanding support and resistance, the 4 market phases, the meat of the trade, that will cut your emotions down almost automatically in half. Okay, so a lot of traders, you know, we talk about psychology and emotions and all of that. That's important. But if we don't know these steps, right? If we don't understand how trading works and understand, you know, then it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. You can have, you can have emotions, you know, you can have no emotions, right? It's not gonna matter, you know. So work on the process, understand the process. Yes, understand how price works, right? Understand that this is an emotional game. We need to make it more logical, okay? It's emotional because we're dealing with our money, right? And none of us wants to lose money, but in trading, we are going to lose. So it becomes very emotional. So we want to tie it with logic. Okay, and this is your logic here. All right, so I hope you guys took pictures of those. Support and resistance.
I did, yeah.
Very good. Support and resistance, 4 market phases. All right, trend following the meat of the trade, and then trading in the zone. All right. Thanks for everyone for coming this evening. We'll have another class tomorrow. I think it's on mindset, trend following, and the trading systems. Okay, so thanks everyone. Take care. We do these classes 5 to 6 days a week. All right. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, David.
Bye-bye. Thanks. Bye-bye, guys.